Hi there. Today I want to talk about the action journey versus the inner journey, especially when it applies to your body, loving your body, releasing pounds, getting fit, if that's something you desire. We're just, again, learning how to love your body. The work that I do is based on an inner journey. When we focus on the action journey, it's a very different experience. And for most of us, especially women, we've been focusing on the action journey. Let's face it. I mean, from very early age, we are encouraged to maybe watch our weight, follow certain protocols. I know for me, I started dieting when I was like 12 years old, and I was, looking back, I was thin, but for some reason I thought I was fat. And so I started dieting at 12 years old, thinking that I needed to lose weight. To be more valuable, I guess, or to be more lovable, I think would be the correct words. That was the essence or the energy of the idea, was that to be more lovable, you need to go on a diet. So the dieting starts then early on, and that is a completely action based journey. So it wasn't until later, much later, that I realized it's the inner journey that I am really interested in. I am interested in ease and flow. I am interested in the promise that Abraham-Hicks talks about, is that it's supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be fun. I am no longer interested in efforting and having things be really difficult, and even applying a lot of self-discipline. And I remember in one program I was in my 20s, like white knuckling it is sometimes the experience. So anyway, what is the inner journey as opposed to the action journey? The inner journey starts with alignment, starts with focusing on your alignment. Alignment is basically how you feel. From moment to moment, how do you feel emotionally? How do you feel right now? How do you feel right now? How do you feel right now? How can I feel better in this moment? And not to say that negative emotions are bad. Like, your inner being doesn't view negative emotions as bad. They just are. Your inner being is neutral. I mean, it's not judging your emotions like we often judge our own emotions. So, for instance, if I were to bite somebody's head off, snap at somebody, which, I mean, I just don't do this to random people, but say the people that I live with, occasionally, still it happens once in a while, I might snap at somebody. And before, I used to really judge myself and feel like I failed. I lost my steadiness. I snapped at someone. But now I'm really learning how to be okay with not, like I could clean it up if I feel guided to do that, have, apologize or what have you. I'm not condoning that behavior, but I used to beat myself up about that. And now just like, okay, it's less and less judgment about it, more and more just compassion for myself, or understanding, and more neutral about it. And yes, wanting to do better. So again, this inner journey in terms of your body is noticing what you're feeling, how you're feeling, your emotions, possibly getting calibrated. What do I mean by that? Getting calibrated when you're feeling like you have a you want to feel better, like you're feeling a wobble in your vibration, which means you have a bothersome emotion. Something is bothering you. And calibrators like myself, we can help you move up the vibrational scale and feel better during, a session. And you can learn how to do this yourself. It's also really powerful to have someone else take you through the process. And there are other ways to feel better. If you listen to Abraham-Hicks, you know that there are multiple ways and processes to feel better emotionally. So the inner journey is about just what it sounds like, going within. You can use meditation and all these other tools. And the reason why I just wanted to talk about the inner journey versus the action journey is because I noticed that a lot of people that I work with come to me initially because they want to focus on the action journey. They want to focus on the outer journey. They want to focus, for instance, body image and how you feel about your body, how you, your relationship with food is not the only subject that I work with, but it is one of the subjects that I specialize in. And people will often come initially wanting to focus on the outer journey, the action journey. Okay, so how can I lose weight? How can I stick to this food plan? How can I stop doing this or start doing that? And the beautiful thing about it is that we begin with these calibrations and they will start to feel better emotionally, and they're getting tapped into their inner being and having insights at the end of the calibration about what is the right path for them at this moment in time. So they are being inspired, they are being guided to what is the right path, as opposed to asking me, what should I do? What diet should I do? Or maybe I should stop weighing myself. All these questions, all the answers are within you. All the answers are within you. All the answers are your answers. And when you tap in, when you develop that relationship with your inner being even more, you get those answers, and they come when they come. It's not like, okay, I want the answer now, please, thank you. It's like the inner journey, the inspiration comes when it comes. It's in divine timing. It's not something that you can necessarily control. It just comes. So it's like waiting, being okay with the not knowing what the next step is, and then until the next step shows up, like it lights up. The next step lights up. There it is. The next step lights up. But learning how to be okay with practicing being in alignment, practicing feeling better, and then just noticing when that next step lights up, that inspired step lights up. And it's like, oh, like you might wake up in the middle of the night and have an idea. Like I woke up in the middle of the night and had this idea to shoot a little video like this, a short little video, and then going ahead and actually doing it because it felt good, it felt right. You might wake up in the middle of the night and say, hey, I think I want to try this food plan, or hey, I think I want to join that gym, or hey, I think I don't want to do any of that. I really want to focus on listening to my body, intuitive eating, and that's what I want to do. Like, you will get these impulses from the universe giving you some guidance, clarity. And the biggest thing I see that people get a little frustrated with is not having that clarity and not willing to wait for it. I want this clarity and I want it now. But that's just not how it works. The divine timing, the clarity comes when the clarity comes. And just like being okay with being present, being in the moment, and not knowing what the next step is. I don't know what the next step is. And then all of a sudden, one day, out of nowhere, you get some clarity. You get a nudge, you get some inspiration, and you're inspired to do something. And what do you do in the meantime? You might be wondering, what do I do in the meantime? How do I manage my food in the meantime? How do I manage my thinking about my body in the meantime? Alignment, alignment, practice alignment, practice being in the moment, listen to Abraham videos, do whatever feels good to you to practice alignment. So, again, this message is about the inspired inner journey versus the action journey, and how those are two completely different things. And which journey do you want to be on?